Hey, hey, hey. This is Apostle April Coffee. Yes, your marketplace apostle, as well as your dating coach here at Let's Talk BoaZ, dating wisdom for leading ladies over 50. Yes, since we are, shall I say, mature in number, some people choose to call us cougars when we want to date someone or marry someone younger than ourselves, which I guess that's okay. That has a positive connotation to it. But let me just remind you of this little trinket. If we're going to be a cougar, let's be a cougar with wisdom. Today I'm going to share with you a story or two to help you hopefully make a decision whether you want to really be a cougar or not, or some information to help you on, shall I say, handling your situations as a cougar. So let's get right into it. First of all, let me just say thank you for joining us and watching this video or this live, whichever one you're doing. And come back to see us again, as well as join us over at Let's Talk BoaZ, dating wisdom for leading ladies over 50 on Facebook. Yes, join our Facebook group. We're glad to have you, and you'll find a lot more information over there. So, if you're going to be a cougar, please be a cougar with wisdom. One of the things, hello Martine, how you doing? One of the things that you want to make sure that you're paying attention to if you're going to be a cougar is how young will you go? How young will you go? We are over 50 or 50 or over. Do you really want somebody in their 20s? Because one of the things that you're going to run into if you want to go that low in number, or even down to the 30s, is, are you going to really be able to have significant, productive conversations? Now, I know when it comes down to probably sex, that's just easy. But what about the other things? And hey, what kind of cougar relationship do you want? Do you want it just to be sex only? But wait a minute, hold it. We're Christian women. So, if sex is involved, I'm assuming that you're married and not dating. So I don't know where that stopped at, but like I said, wait a minute. We are Christian women. So if sex is involved, I'm sure that you're married, not dating. So one of the biggest things that you've got to pay attention to is if you're going to be a cougar, you must have thick skin. Yes, you must have thick skin. Because people are going to be people. You know, humans have a tendency to say things and do things. Now, being over 50, you probably have adult children. So question, if you start dating someone significantly younger than you, are your children going to come at you because they'll be concerned about how you're spending your funds? I already said you have to have thick skin, because if you're going to deal with your children in this type of manner, you've got to have thick skin and know what you're going to do, how you're going to handle it. Another thing about this being a cougar is that you want to make sure that you have boundaries set. Not just boundaries with people who are outside of your relationship, but you've got to have boundaries set with this young man. You know, you want to make sure that communications are going properly. And let me just give you this example. And this was not a cougar situation. This was a real life situation with myself. And I'm just going to share it. I was talking to this gentleman on the phone, and I do online dating. and we were chatting before we had our first little coffee date, shall I say. But for some reason in this conversation, he had particular words he wanted me to say. One of them was the F word. The other one was the ASS word. And I forgot what the other one was. Anyway, in our little conversation, and he just got to the point where he was saying, just say it, just say it. I was like, look, I'm a minister. I'm not saying those words. Oh, sure. And he switched the subject, and then he come back and try to get me to say all these nice little profanity type words. And we had to end this conversation. Girls, you've got to be confident in letting things go. Another thing about being a cougar, make sure that you're not so desperate that you're going to accept or allow anything. That leads me to another story. I was watching this lady tell this story, and it wasn't a story. This was her real life. But I'm trying to understand why she didn't see the signs and end this quickly. She obviously was a fairly well-to-do lady because she was out of the country with some girlfriends, and they were at a resort, and I forgot what country it was, but at this particular resort, the guys there, the young guys there, were used to the older women come and they would flirt with them. And, you know, they knew that this was a good way for them to get a wife or get a girlfriend or get whatever they wanted, right? So this woman was surprised that this very nice tanned young man came up and started conversating with her. And so they got to chatting and they decided they had things in common and things went on and on. Again, if you're going to be a cougar, please have boundaries and don't be so desperate that you're going to allow and accept anything. Be confident in yourself that you can say no and you can let go, and let go mentally. So in the dating world, when a guy is ready to start introducing you to his family and friends, you're like, oh, he does like me for real. Well, like I said, she's out of the country. She's at a resort. She met this guy. They were obviously, I think they may have been there for a month that they were there. And at one point, he decides he's going to take her back to his village so that she can meet his family. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this is where I would have hightailed it right here. She said she gets over there and come to find out they don't even have bathrooms. Watch this. They don't even have an outhouse. So she was talking about having to go stand over a hole to use the bathroom. I'm like, no, baby, that would have been the end of me right there. Or when we got there and if it didn't look good, that would have been the end of me right there. But why did she keep going? She stayed there in the village for a while. She learned to eat the type of foods they ate. She was there for quite a while. She was there for so long. Oh, here's another area. They weren't, I think the bed was on the floor. Okay. But I don't understand why this woman didn't cut this off. She goes on and marries the guy. Come on, ladies. Let's use wisdom if we're going to be cougars. But the story doesn't stop there. She still didn't. They come back to the States as husband and wife. Jesus Christ. And after being there for, I don't know, it was 2, maybe 3 months, the dude decided he was homesick and decided he wanted to go back home. So not only did she pay for the wedding, pay for him to come back with her, but she also paid for him to go back. Ladies, pay attention to what you are doing with your funds. And from what I understand, she's not the only person who has a story similar to that. Girls, please use wisdom. Have boundaries. One of the boundaries you need to have is, how young are you going to date? Don't lose your whole family over some guy who may, like this woman, leave you in a few months. Another thing too, is he mature enough that he's going to have your back if something goes wrong? Or is he going to run away? If you're going to be a cougar, girlfriend, come on, use wisdom. Have your boundaries set. Know what you're doing. This is Apostle April Cofie, your marketplace apostle. Join me over on YouTube as well. Let's talk BoaZ over there. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. This is Apostle April Cofie, your marketplace apostle and your coach at Let's Talk BoaZ, dating wisdom for leading ladies over 50. Toodles!